Good morning. This is MLT. It's Sunday, and I wanted to go over on Sundays my book. So I just wanted to go through some excerpts. And today, the topic I wanted to talk about is time. But for those that are a little bit unfamiliar with me, my name is Melinda. My pen name is MLT. And the the purpose for this book was for those that were disillusioned with traditional religious perspectives and frameworks, and those who want to delve deep into the heart of existence, and spanning through questions that span through philosophy, metaphysics, science, psychology, physics, and spirituality. And then this way you can have a different, refreshing path toward understanding our true connection with the divine, um, with ourselves, and with each other, and to see on an energetic perspective how things are transpiring in our lives and around us. So, I wanted to read a portion. It's chapter 5. I would talk about it, but I'm afraid to leave any important detail out, so I'm just going to read it. And it's just a page or two, and it's about the concept of time. And I wanted to focus on this concept in particular because my family member was asking about time and like growing kind of an awareness of this and just starting to question more like on a metaphysical nature what is happening around her and what is time. So I wrote about that. So I'm like, I want to explain that and delve into this. So, time. What is it? Time is directed energy in motion at a given moment, and to what degree can you measure a moment? It can continually be reduced to the point that it's undefinable. Energy is constantly moving and being transferred and transformed. The exact sum, quality, measure, and display of energy in a given moment gives us time. It is also the rate at which things decay. This too is relative, seeing as how over time and influence time changes, and different things decay at different intervals. The energy spent we call the past, but does it still exist? Yes, somewhere in the vastness of space, in the mind of God, but through the influence and interactions with other energies, the past or energy in motion, which is spent, would be transformed as it flowed. Everything in life presents a duality. Everything has already happened and is happening. Everything has been written and is being written down as we speak. Everything is already lived and is living itself out. Time is not just linear. Time is multidimensional. Past, present, future, yet existing simultaneously in the mind of God and accessible through Him alone. As a construct of the mind of God, He has already foreseen all. God already knows all that was, is, and is to come. And before creation became creation, and when creation became alive. My life and my choices are a real time happening today, but it also already happened at the beginning of my life, and every thought and choice I make in between till my last breath has already been seen. It existed before and it exists now. It is all happening in the now with my awareness and consciousness witnessing my life unfold. However, I would have witnessed it unfold then, as my current reality is not a deviation, simply because I'm aware of it and witnessing it in the now. We can live our lives as a reflection of our reflections, or we can live as a reflection of our Creator, embodying His loving nature. In real time, or your current moment, which we call the present, what you choose to know becomes you. Choose to reflect love and light, and you will be love and light. Choose to reflect anything lesser, and you will be lesser, as was witnessed by God then and is being witnessed by you now. Another thing I must mention is when Yeshua, or Jesus, was sacrificing Himself on the cross, He was atoning for the sins of the past, the present, and the future. Not only did Jesus reconcile creation to God, He created a new path that each of us could take. This new hopeful reality where the solution decoded and untangled the iniquity that was present in everything after the first fall of man created a brand new path. Where sin no longer had to be the default. He created a new future for each of us. a new way. That higher self or new me who chose the true solution, the path of life Christ carved out for me, exists within me and is being realized choice by choice by choice. Assuming my choices reflect the will of the Father, meaning I'm obedient to his desire and not my own. Before I continue reading the rest of this, I just wanted to chime in about where it says that this new hopeful reality where the solution decoded and untangled the iniquity. What I am referring to here is the corrupted mathematical structure. And what I mean by that is consciousness is a mathematical structure. And in Christianity, what we refer to as original sin, which invaded and permeated everything, that is the corrupted mathematical structure or the corrupted consciousness. Now, Christ's death was, and his purpose was to correct that. Now, let me see here. Yeah, let me just read this part to you. Every choice, thought, and deed are a calculation, a movement of energy which affects where energy will go next and its implications and so on. There is a mathematics of the universe, and as a being of the universe, there is a mathematics of you. Everything that makes up what and who you are. All things that have influenced your energy, your energetic input and output, your anatomy and physiology, your epigenetics, your psychology, your biology, your chemistry, your environment, are all complicated variables and functions, each influenced by internal and external realities, continually contributing and altering the mathematics of you. And that's one person. And that goes for everybody that exists, everybody that has ever existed, and all the other created things in existence. Likewise, you and I continually interact with the external environment and alter its mathematics. The greater equation is how all the variables and functions interact with each other to reveal the current pattern of this world, but not the intended pattern of this world. There is also an original you with math that reveals the uncorrupted and intended design. Assuming we were living at the highest level of uncorrupted consciousness, there would exist an entirely different, uncorrupted formula for our existence, a true reflection of the Maker and its intended course for our creation. As the Bible says in Romans chapter 12, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed in the newness of your and the renewing of your mind. So the reason for that explanation is so that you could understand what exactly was Christ dying for. It was to reconcile creation and restore creation to an uncorrupted consciousness and an uncorrupted mathematical structure, the pattern of our existence and our thinking and our ways of being. So returning to time. Right now, as it stands, there are almost 8 billion timelines walking on the planet. Each choice we make maintains the integrity of our timeline or the dismantling of it. Each choice interferes with and changes the course of someone else's or something else's timeline. Together, we form a network of time. Time in the physical plane moves linearly, but we are not just physical beings. From the ontological plane, existing inside of us, time oscillates. The intended course and direction of energy was already contrived through ultimate consciousness at the thought of creation. Time moves forward from past, present, and future, but because we are a being of flesh and spirit existing simultaneously, we have already existed, always existed, and our lives already lived and experiencing them now. Time itself is entangled. We experience dreams, deja vu, memories, feelings, and memories of past lives, an epigenetic understanding that the past lives inside of us, contributing to our present and future, karma when justice is sought for misdirected energy of the past. and the present. Every energy knows where it's supposed to go, and all interruptions and misdirections are accounted for. Currently, there are almost 8 billion tangled and entangled timelines, which does not account for past generations. The timelines are as nearly infinite as creation is itself. Interference and interactions with other energies expose us to different timelines, which alters our timeline and theirs. Only the present moment is truly real, and no one can measure the length of a moment. No matter how precise or accurate their atomic clocks, no one can single out when the moment came and when it's gone. We just know an indivisible moment of time has passed as energy moves. We, in and of ourselves, cannot recreate the energy of the past or the energy of a past moment. The energy has already moved on. The task to visit the past, for example, through your own power is not possible, which is a good thing. One would have to alter the energy of every living and non-living thing, including their quantum states of conscious thought, in every realm and dimension, universe, or multiverses, altering space and time from a quantum and astronomical perspective, as all things happening on Earth and in space, etc., contribute to our life and experience of space-time. You would have to change everything back to replicate a single moment, untangling timelines and the intended direction of energy, altering design itself. Luckily, no created being or thing is capable. Only the God of the universe, who set his plan in motion, is capable of such a task. Only God can take you physically or otherwise to a moment in his mind that God wishes you to see. So I think I'm going to pause here for today, but I was hoping that this explanation of time could provide some clarity for some people that didn't understand how they were connected to it and how they actually are time and how we are timelines and how in the bigger picture it's about God restoring us, the structure, the conscious structure, from the corrupted state to the uncorrupted state, and what that looks like from an energetic perspective. So there's definitely more to go over. If you have questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I would love to go over more detail with you. As for the book, that was page 60, and I got to page 62. So yeah, if you are interested and you want to learn more, there's more the other chapters or topics rather are chapter 1, nothing reduced to something. And to elaborate that just a little bit more, it says nothing reduced to something, yet the fullness of nothing sustains and remains. So that is a physics and quantum physics perspective of the nature of God. So if you'd like to explore that, that is discussed in chapter 1 and chapter 2. And chapter 2 says, what is God? Chapter 3, who is God? Chapter 4, is God good? That's a good one. It's a very in-depth discussion, which I will go into very soon. But it would really help if more people had some context about the rest of the chapters before diving into that, so that it makes more sense of what I'm trying to say. Because there's a lot of depth and it's hard to squeeze it into the videos. Chapter 5, free will. Chapter 6, why did Lucifer become the Satan? Satan is the adversary, the accuser, the adversarial one, and Lucifer, for what is known by in Christian religion. Other people believe he has other names. Doesn't really matter. We know it was a significant creature who went south. So chapter 6, why did Lucifer become the Satan? Chapter 7, Jesus, the Son of God. Chapter 8, morality, which is a very another very interesting topic to go over. Chapter 9, levels of love. Chapter 10, selfless love. So if you are interested, the book is available on Amazon. You can just type in The Law of Love by MLT into Google by Melinda Lopez and it'll pop up. Or you can go directly to Amazon and type in The Law of Love by MLT or Melinda Lopez Taveras, and it's available there. And yeah, I hope that this was beneficial. I hope that this helps someone, especially for those who kind of see Christianity and they kind of see faith and they kind of see God a little bit differently. We need a more, I guess I would say both really, like concrete and abstract explanation and from an energetic perspective to see how things operate, to understand what Christ was trying to tell us. So, yeah, if you would like, you can leave a comment. If you have questions, I'd love your feedback. I'd love your, your critique. If you liked it or didn't like it, please elaborate and we can have a discussion. Maybe one of these days I will stream live if people would like to hop on. So just let me know what other topics you're looking for, but this book goes into a lot of depth and a lot of detail, and I hope and pray that it can be a great resource for you, especially when you're reading the Bible and New Testament John, St. John, and particularly the discourse for the Passion of the Christ, everything leading up to the Last Supper and the discourse at the Last Supper and everything that followed. It is so deep, everything that came out of his mouth in those few chapters. So I hope that this book might be able to clarify some things for you, as it did for me, the revelations and the insights that God provided me. Yeah, along with my science background. Honestly, physics is what made me fall in love with God. So I'm hoping for other people who see things that way, it'll provide some clarity and relief too. This is MLT, and much love. I hope you have a blessed, happy Sunday, and that you had a good Sabbath on Saturday. And I will be back again with a regular video this week, and then I'll be back on Sunday where I can next Sunday where I can delve more into the topic of the law of love, the very law that governs the entire universe. Thank you and have a blessed day. Much love.